Out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Atlanta Falcons. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. For the first time with Devontae Freeman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Leopard. Over.
They go play action here on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. It's caught at the 10. A big-time play there for the Falcons. 54 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Now let's go.
They'll run here with Freeman. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Again, it'll be Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Here's the punter Shum to send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Play clock winding down.
Hurry up, here we go.
They run once more with McKinnon. Big hold of the 30. A big seam, and he might go all the way. A big play there on third down for the Broncos. 66 yards on the ground. Nothing fancy there. A little smash-mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut, as you described, and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
Here we go now. Gone. Leopard. Here we go now. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot. Over. All right, now, lucky 56.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Back to throw. And this one brought in by Gathers. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
That was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here's McKinnon, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Here we go.
Well, they go with a tight end carry, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light.
And this will be caught at the 30. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 43 yards. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions, because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Watch it now, Leopard.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Looking to throw. Holt. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Taylor Gabriel, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons have taken the lead.
And that drive we just saw that culminated in a touchdown, exactly what many offenses are looking for. Sustained ones that can impose their will on the other team.
Set to go now as the punter Jake Shum will do the honors. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. So the Broncos coming out now. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games?
Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Grady Jarrett busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Shepard will go in motion right. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Complete out right to Jake Butt. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
So that'll back him up 5. And they'll send the slot in motion left. The play clock's running down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vic Beasley in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession. And some changes here as the D-line separates some.
No. Check, Patrick. Patrick now, Barney.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Lucky 56.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flush to his right. That's caught inside the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
The Falcons averaged 34 points a game last year, tops in the NFL with that powerful offense. And they're already looking for more here as they've got it 1st and 10. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 1:59 to go in the 1st half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout.
Leopard. No. Check, Patrick.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up. They toss to Freeman. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And always a good 1st half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Buying time to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Out of the gun now on third down. A dump down to McKinnon. And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 45-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking for Shepard deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and that'll bring up second down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An update from Buffalo. And the early lead there belonging to the Cardinals. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. In motion left, Shepard. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. That was close to a big play, and just a little bit too far that he was led. He caught it but couldn't stay in bounds, Charles.
Yeah, I'm not very good at these sort of things, but I have to believe the farther you are downfield, the less your margin for error in throwing the ball, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so they gave it a good effort there. Really tried, just couldn't complete it.
In motion left, Shepard. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And look out, a big hit to the shoulder pads took him right off his feet near the 25. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Duke Riley in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. And the slot man goes in motion left. On play action, no throw. And the pressure gets to him again. Tech McKinley in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a big hit there as he runs into a brick wall at the 13-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down. The Broncos send out their punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. That's pulled in at the 32. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Watch it now, Barney. Over. All right, here we go.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
Yeah, baby. Set. Clean. Good.
Off play action. Holt eluding the pressure right. Looking deep for Gabriel. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
So they're behind the chains as the offense. 12 yards needed on 3rd down.
Hurry up, here we go.
The slot man in motion right.
Blue 90.
Off the play fake. Holt. And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game now. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll check on his status when we get back. Five yards left for the offense. It's 2nd down.
Now let's go. Leopard. Leopard. Watch it. Detroit. 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 Over. Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Shit. Back that it up, Billy. Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Duke Riley in there to get him. And that is sack number 15 for him on the year. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 16.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney.
Here's Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's fourth.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. And taken at the 46. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's brought down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Another good run there, and now we're seeing an offense that's imposed its will on a defense. When we talk about that all the time, what does it really mean? It means that the guys on the offensive line, they feel like they can do whatever they want. They're in the huddle saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space. On the defensive side of the ball, not only have they imposed their will against you, you're almost powerless to figure out what you're doing there, but you got to keep your spirit up at the same time, and they're taking that too.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Back to throw. Holt. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block him.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. Elsewhere, second half is underway up in Orchard Park. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. The wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Slot man moves right. A play action fake. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to go down again. Tech McKinley in there to get him. And that's sack number 18 for him on the year. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. The Broncos send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. So out come the Falcons now. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. Play action. Holt. Now he'll let this one go deep right side. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's Chris Harris with a pick. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. In motion, Anunwa. They'll run it now out of the gun. And shutting him off, now open field. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught left side by Jake Butt. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
To throw now on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards there on the 1st down screen play. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Back to throw here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. The 30. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This is fielded at the goal line. And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back. And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, Let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
In motion, Anunwa. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Anunwa's got it, complete. And he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They run from the pistol here with Freeman. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this.
No. Check. Patriot. Here we go now. Watch it now, Barney. Watch it now, Barney.
Off the play fake. Holt. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the gun on third down. Holt. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's fourth down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend the lead out to 24. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the fourth.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They're going to look to throw. Now he steps away. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. And give him a gain of 37. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
They'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Tech McKinley in there for the sack, and he's closing in on that all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. He'll look to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Broncos on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is going to be 3rd and 13. The slot man in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. Elsewhere, Ford Field, they're into the 4th quarter now. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they can hold on, the win would be number 8 for them on the campaign.
No, check. Patriot. Lucky 56. Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. And they're going to go soft on the corners. They'll run it now out of the gun. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. The 20, 10, and he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. This loss means they will not reach their goal of at least being a 500 ball club. And when you don't reach that benchmark, it's an unhappy fan base, front office. Everyone is unhappy.
And you know in today's NFL, if you don't even get to 500, that puts everyone's job in jeopardy. That's talking about front office people, coaches, players, everyone, because that's just simply unacceptable in today's football.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.